Welcome back to the studio, guys. Today we are working on this 20 by 24 inch canvas. A friend of mine has recently opened up a cocktail bar in my local area, so he's commissioned me to work on a painting of their sort of front runner cocktail, which is called the Lady Justice. It's a gin-based cocktail. It's nice and pink and pretty, and yeah, that's what we're going to be working on today. So we'll set up the canvas, we'll mix up some paint, and we'll get started. So if you haven't seen one of my videos before, typically I will use just a basic 2x2 grid or a more complicated grid depending on my reference material or my concept art, but this is pretty basic, so yeah, I'm just going to use a 2x2 grid, and that just makes me a little bit more time efficient and allows me to just be a little bit more accurate from the get-go. So I'll throw that grid up and then we'll sketch up our design. It's a nice rainy, miserable day here in Melbourne, so perfect day to be in the studio painting. It's actually, I just did a little portraiture study this morning. It's the first decent day of oil painting I've had in about a week or so, so it's been nice to be back in the studio, moving some paint around. Because I hadn't done any painting in about a week, I thought I would do a little portrait study just to find my feet again a little bit. And yeah, that's where we are at. I don't think you guys have met him yet, but this is my dog Bowie. He's making it very hard to work in the studio at the moment. He's just woken up, so he's nice and sleepy. Oh, but yeah, he's a little terror. He's a German short-haired pointer. He's 4 months old, and he's a big cutie. But just gone ahead and sketched in my design, my concept art. Just going to jump across. I'm going to mix up a bit of a rough wash, just using some burnt umber, some yellow ochre, and then some odorless solvent, and yeah, we'll start painting. Just working through this rim section of the glass here at the moment. which actually was a little bit challenging. The photographs that I shot when I was at the bar, all of the background was all black, so therefore this transparent section in all of the glass was also a lot darker. All of the values were a lot darker and they were monochrome. And then in my painting I've sort of added in this tan light brown color for my background, and then I'm contrasting that down below with the darker black or darker greyish bluish tones. So what I actually did, if I have time, I'll try and remember to crop this into the video, but I essentially imported my photo into Photoshop, and then I masked off this section, and then just using the brush, I painted over that top transparent section of the glass with a sort of a lightish tannish color, and then I just messed around with the opacity and the blending mode until it sort of reflected closer the background that I've actually gone for in my painting. And then yeah, that allowed me a much easier reference opposed to me having to do that in real time as I was painting. I was just going to sort of do it on the fly whilst I was painting, but I think it's really important to remember that we have all these tools in our tool belt, so to speak, and yeah, we should use them and benefit from using those. So right now I've just mixed up a bit of a glaze for the actual drink section of this piece. I'm sort of running into a bit of difficulty with it because with my reference images that I shot using my 2 studio lights, it's also on the bar, so it has pretty good lighting there. The beverage itself looks quite pink, but once it moves away from the bar and it goes out to where the customers are sitting, it sort of becomes a little bit more purple because the venue is so dark. I'm not sure if the camera will pick that up, but yeah, because the venue is so dark and the drink is obviously so transparent, it tends to look a bit more purple when you're sitting at your table. So I'm just trying to find a bit of a balance here at the moment in between the pink tones of the actual beverage and then also those sort of like translucent tones as well, that sort of to give it a little bit more of an accurate representation that you would see when in the venue, and especially for the owner of the piece because he's seen the drink in its many forms. So yeah, just trying to find a bit of a balance, before, the way I had it was far too pink, and so I'm just muting it back with some really watered down, essentially oil paint. Well, not watered down, but using a lot more of my solvent and medium. And I'm just sort of really subtly trying to lower that pink hue, but I kind of still want it to pop off a little bit in the middle. So kind of darker on the edges, and this is also creating a bit of volume in the piece as well. But yeah, overall the painting's come along really well. I'm really happy with how it's looking, and this is going to be one of the final steps. And that's pretty much going to be it for this video, guys. It was a little bit longer this time around, but it was a longer painting and I had a lot of clips to include. But nonetheless, I hope you have enjoyed it. I finally locked in another mural, which will be starting in about a week and a half. So look forward to a new mural video in the coming weeks. But yeah, for now, that's it, and I'll see you in the next one.